Have you ever wondered what you'd do if the world ended? That's what Alex, Ben, and I, Liam, thought we were prepared for. We built the Ark, our little slice of heaven buried deep beneath the earth. A state-of-the-art bunker, stocked for a decade. We had everything: hydroponic gardens, a water purification system, even a small library. It was our fortress, our sanctuary against the chaos we were sure was coming. And one day, it did. The sirens blared, the sky turned a sickening shade of orange, and we sealed the heavy steel door behind us, shutting out a world we never expected to see again. For the first year, it was almost idyllic. We fell into a routine. Alex, the engineer, kept our systems humming. Ben, the botanist, tended to the gardens, coaxing life from LED lights and nutrient solutions. I was the quartermaster, the keeper of records, meticulously logging our supplies and rationing our food. We had movie nights, played board games, and told stories of the world before. We were a tight-knit family, bound by our shared survival. We thought we had cheated fate. We were so wrong. The problem started subtly, a flicker in the lights that Alex couldn't explain, a strange metallic taste in the water that the purification system should have filtered out. Then came the noises. At first, it was just a faint scratching from the ventilation shafts. We blamed it on rats, even though the bunker was hermetically sealed. But the scratching grew louder, more rhythmic, like something was deliberately trying to get our attention. Ben started having nightmares, waking up screaming about whispers in the dark, whispers that called his name. One night, the main power cut out. We were plunged into absolute suffocating darkness. The emergency lights flickered on, casting long, dancing shadows that made the familiar corridors feel alien and menacing. When Alex finally got the main generator running again, we discovered the cause. The main power conduit had been chewed through, not by any rodent. The marks were too clean, too precise. It looked like it had been sliced with industrial shears. We were supposed to be the only ones down here. Alex went pale. "Something else is in here with us," he whispered, and for the first time, real, icy fear gripped my heart. The scratching stopped. In its place came a new sound, a low, guttural humming that seemed to resonate through the very concrete of the bunker. It was a constant, unnerving presence that frayed our nerves raw. Ben became a ghost of himself. He'd stopped tending the gardens, just sitting in the mess hall, staring at the steel walls, muttering to himself. He claimed he saw things moving in the periphery, fleeting shapes that vanished when he turned to look. Alex and I tried to keep it together, patrolling the corridors with heavy wrenches in hand. But the bunker, our safe haven, now felt like a cage, and we were trapped inside with a predator we couldn't see. Then, the hydroponics bay was trashed. Our precious food source, our key to long-term survival, was systematically destroyed. The water tanks were drained, the plants ripped out by their roots, and a single chilling message was scrawled on the wall in the mud. "Get out." The words dripped down the concrete like blood. There was nowhere to go. The world outside was gone. Opening that door was a death sentence, but staying here, felt like one too. Panic began to set in, a cold, crushing weight in my chest. We were being starved out, toyed with by an unseen enemy. The humming grew louder, more insistent. It wasn't just a sound anymore. We could feel it vibrating in our bones. One morning we found Ben's room empty. His bed was neatly made, but he was gone. We searched everywhere, our shouts echoing unanswered through the silent corridors. We finally found him in the maintenance tunnels, a section of the bunker we rarely entered. He was just standing there, facing a dark, unused service elevator, his back to us. He didn't respond when we called his name. As Alex and I approached cautiously, Ben slowly turned around. His face, it wasn't his face anymore. His eyes were wide and blank, milky white with no pupils. A wide, unnatural smile stretched his lips, but there was no warmth in it, only a terrifying vacancy. And from his throat came that sound, the low, guttural hum, now layered with a wet, clicking noise. He took a step towards us, his movements jerky and wrong, like a puppet on broken strings. The thing that was wearing our friend's face was not Ben. We ran. We didn't even think. We just turned and fled back down the narrow tunnel. Behind us, the humming sound morphed into a series of sharp, clicking shrieks that echoed off the metal walls, getting closer and closer. We slammed a heavy pressure door shut behind us, locking the bolts just as something heavy slammed against it from the other side. Again and again, the door buckled under the impacts. We were trapped in a small section of the bunker with our food gone. Our friend turned into a monster, and our sanctuary transformed into a tomb. Hours turned into days. We huddled in the command center, the last defensible room, listening to the relentless pounding on the door. The power was failing again, the emergency lights dimming. We knew we were out of time. Our only hope, our only insane, desperate chance was the main hatch, the one we swore we would never open. It was a choice between the known poison inside and the unknown wasteland outside. Alex looked at me, his face grim. It's better than waiting for that thing to get through. With our hearts pounding, we made our way to the main airlock. The bunker was eerily silent now. No humming, no pounding. Just the sound of our own ragged breaths. Alex began the agonizingly slow process of cycling the airlock, turning the heavy manual crank. Every metallic groan of the gears felt like a dinner bell, announcing our location. Finally, with a great hiss of hydraulics, the inner door sealed and the outer hatch began to rise. A sliver of light cut through the darkness, blinding us. It wasn't the orange, sickly glow we remembered. It was bright, clean, natural sunlight. We scrambled up the ladder, pushing the heavy hatch open the rest of the way. We emerged, blinking, into a world that wasn't dead. The sky was a brilliant blue. Green grass stretched as far as the eye could see. Birds were singing. There had been no apocalypse. The sirens, the alerts. It was all a false alarm, a drill we had mistaken for the end of the world. We had locked ourselves in a tomb for over a year for nothing. The relief was so immense, it was crushing. We just stood there laughing and crying, breathing in the fresh, clean air. But as I turned to look back at the bunker, a chill ran down my spine that had nothing to do with the cool breeze. The scratching, the whispers, the sabotage. What was it? If we were the only ones down there, what had happened to Ben? What was that thing we locked in the maintenance tunnels? A terrifying thought began to form in my mind. We hadn't locked it in. It was already there when we built the bunker. We had just locked ourselves in with it. And now, as we stood under the beautiful open sky, a low, guttural hum began to rise from the dark opening of the hatch behind us. We hadn't escaped. We had just let it out. Thank you so much for watching. This one was a bit of a nail-biter, wasn't it? If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss the next one. We'll see you in the comments. Stay safe out there.